6. Pronto and docs. Pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Forget everything you've ever heard about prosperity, because what I'm going to share with you now could be the key to the transformation you've always sought. It's no longer empty advice or a superficial promise. It's a powerful secret, an ancient practice that has the potential to completely rewrite your story. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to live in a constant flow of abundance, while others strive endlessly, only to feel like they're going around in circles? What if I told you that it's not about working harder, nor is it about luck? There is something bigger, something that many ignore, a hidden power that connects you directly to the universe of infinite possibilities. Today you are faced with a choice. Stay where you are, stuck with the same doubts and limitations, or take a step forward and discover a simple but extraordinarily powerful practice that can unlock the potential that has always been within you. This practice requires no previous wealth or special skills. It's a ritual that can be carried out right now with things you probably already have at home. And here's the most important thing. This ritual has transformed lives around the world. People who used to live at rock bottom now enjoy prosperity, joy, and fulfillment, like they never imagined. And you could be next. Are you ready to break the chains that bind you and finally create the life of your dreams? This is your chance. The change starts now. Let's go straight to the first step. But first, take a quick look to see if you're already subscribed to the channel. The next few videos will bring you powerful insights that can transform your life, and I'm sure you won't want to miss a thing. Let me tell you a story that changed my life in such a profound way that to this day, it seems like a dream. I was in a dark moment, a phase in which everything seemed to be falling apart. Every step I took seemed to take me further than I wanted to go. My days were marked by a feeling of emptiness, as if I were trapped in an endless cycle of frustration and discouragement. I constantly asked myself, will things ever change? Is there a way forward that I haven't yet seen? It was during this phase of silent despair that an unexpected encounter changed everything. And when I say unexpected, it's because it seemed like one of those situations that could only be written into a movie script, but believe me, it was as real as my own breathing. It all started on an ordinary afternoon. During a walk, I took more to ease my mind than for any other reason. The square was practically empty except for a group of children playing in the distance. I sat down on a bench without much expectation, lost in my own thoughts. It was then that I noticed her. She was a simple-looking lady, almost too discreet to attract attention. Her clothes were modest, without any ostentation, but there was something about her that seemed to vibrate with a different energy. It was as if an invisible light surrounded her, something that attracted me even though I didn't understand why. When I looked into her eyes, something curious happened. Her eyes were deep, as if they held the secrets of 1,000 lifetimes. It was impossible to look away, as if she could somehow see beyond the surface, beyond the masks we all wear. There was a serenity there, a kind of peace that seemed almost magical, and which contrasted with the chaos I felt inside. At the same time, there was something magnetic about her, as if her every move, every word, was in perfect harmony with the universe. She noticed my gaze and smiled. It was a quiet smile, but it was filled with something that I could only later identify as understanding. It wasn't the kind of smile we offer out of politeness, but a smile that said without words, "I know what you're going through." It baffled me. Maybe it was just my impression, but something inside me pushed me to strike up a conversation. At first, we just exchanged pleasantries. I asked her if she went there often, and she answered simply, saying that she liked to observe the movement of life. Gradually, the conversation gained depth. and I found myself sharing things that I would normally keep to myself. Perhaps it was her serenity, or perhaps it was the fact that at that moment I had nothing left to lose. She listened patiently, without interrupting. When I finished, she was silent for a moment, as if she was carefully choosing the words she would say next. "You feel trapped, don't you?" she said. I nodded, surprised. Most people are. Stuck in their minds, in their pain, in their limiting beliefs. But the good news is that there is a way out. There always is. What she said next changed everything. She started talking about invisible energies, forces that surround us and influence our lives. According to her, these energies were not the privilege of the enlightened few, but something we can all access, as long as we know how. The universe is like a river, she explained. If you resist the current, you will be exhausted. But if you learn to flow with it, everything is transformed. It was then that she mentioned something that, at first glance, seemed too simple to be true. She said that to start changing my life, I only needed 3 things: water, salt, and a bay leaf. I stayed silent for a few seconds, waiting for her to continue because, frankly, it sounded absurd. How could such trivial things have the power to transform something as complicated as my life? She smiled, as if she already knew what I was thinking. The greatest transformations, she said, don't come from complicated things. True strength lies in simplicity. And then she began to explain. Water is the element that purifies, that carries the memory of life, and is able to cleanse negative energies. Salt, a powerful conductor, helps to neutralize dense vibrations and open paths. And laurel, laurel. She said it symbolizes victory, prosperity, and protection, and has been used for centuries as a channel to attract abundance. As she spoke, I realized that her words carried more than knowledge. They had a weight, a truth that I couldn't ignore. She began to share stories of people who had found light in the midst of darkness by following these principles. One of these stories struck me deeply. It was about a woman who was on the brink of financial ruin, with debts that kept growing. Desperate, this woman decided to try the ritual with water, salt, and laurel. After a week of practice, incredible things began to happen. A job opportunity arose, followed by other possibilities that she could never have foreseen. It wasn't magic, she insisted. It was the universe responding to the new energy this woman had emitted. I decided I had to try. After all, what did I have to lose? That night I followed her instructions. I took a glass of clean water, added a pinch of salt, and put a bay leaf in it. I did the ritual sincerely, even though I didn't fully understand how it worked. For the first few days, nothing seemed different. But I carried on, because something inside me told me that it was worth insisting. And then, as if the universe was just waiting for a sign, the changes began to appear. Not abrupt changes, but small, everyday miracles. Bills unexpectedly resolved, clear ideas appearing in my mind, and opportunities that I had never noticed began to present themselves. But more than that, the real change happened inside me. It was as if an invisible weight had been lifted from my shoulders. For the first time in a long time, I felt peace. Today, when I look back, I see that that encounter wasn't a coincidence. It was a lesson that the universe decided to give me at the moment when I was most open to listening. And I realized that the ritual wasn't just about material prosperity, but about reconnecting with something greater, with the energy of life that I had neglected for so long. Everything you need is already within reach. The only thing left is to take the first step. After all, the universe is always ready to respond. Are you ready to listen? I'm going to tell you a fascinating story that will change the way you see life and make you take a decision that could completely affect your life. But before that, I'd like to ask you to leave a like on this video to help me create more content like this that adds a lot of value to your life. Let me tell you Rosa's story. She was a woman like so many others, full of responsibilities and dreams, but with the feeling that life was always one step ahead of her. A single mother of two, Rosa worked hard every day in a small town where opportunities seemed scarce and money disappeared as quickly as it arrived. No matter how hard she tried, there was always an unexpected bill, a new problem, or a worry that took away her sleep. Every night after putting her children to bed, Rosa would sit alone in the kitchen, staring at the pile of bills on the table. It was as if these papers had a life of their own, sucking up all her energy and hope. She constantly asked herself, "Will my life ever change? Will I be able to offer something better to my children?" Until one particularly difficult evening, after receiving yet another bill that she knew she wouldn't be able to pay, Rosa collapsed. She felt defeated, as if the universe was against her. Not knowing what to do, she grabbed her cell phone and started searching for answers on the internet. That's when she found something that caught her attention, an ancient teaching about energy, abundance, and prosperity. The text said that abundance is around us all the time, but that we can only access it when we align our intentions with the energies of the universe. What struck Rosa was the simplicity of what was being proposed. A ritual with water, salt, and a bay leaf. Nothing complicated, nothing expensive. Just 3 items that anyone could find at home. The idea was that these simple elements would serve as channels to unblock the energy of prosperity that was already present, but which was often blocked by our doubts, fears, and hopelessness. Rosa hesitated. It sounded too good to be true, but at the same time she thought, what have I got to lose? That same night, after putting her children to bed, Rosa went to the kitchen and gathered the ingredients. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and began the ritual. She followed the instructions carefully, but the most important thing was what happened inside her. For the first time in a long time, she allowed herself to imagine a different life. She visualized herself debt-free, living in peace, with happy children and no financial worries. It was a moment of hope. For the first few days, nothing really changed, but Rosa noticed something subtle, a slight sense of calm. It was as if the weight on her shoulders was lessening, even if only a little. She continued with the ritual, believing that perhaps this inner peace was the first step towards something greater. Then something unexpected happened. About a week later, Rosa received a call from a friend she hadn't seen for years. The friend, knowing her situation, offered her a temporary job that paid very well. It was exactly what Rosa needed to catch up on her bills. The opportunity seemed to come out of nowhere, but Rosa felt it was more than coincidence. She decided to continue with the ritual, full of gratitude. In the days that followed, other changes began to take place. At Rosa's permanent job, she received a small promotion, nothing big, but enough to ease her financial situation even more. In addition, a neighbor showed up with an unexpected gift, some furniture and utensils that she needed for the house but couldn't afford. The feeling of scarcity began to give way to a constant flow of small blessings. But the most surprising thing happened a month later. Rosa, who had inherited a small plot of land years ago but never considered it valuable, received an offer to buy it. The amount offered was much higher than she had expected, enough to not only pay off all her debts but also invest in her dream of opening her own store. Rosa could hardly believe what was happening. What had previously seemed impossible was coming true before her eyes. More than money or opportunities, what really changed was Rosa's energy. She began to face life with more confidence, believing that she deserved prosperity and that the universe was on her side. Her children also noticed the difference. The mother who used to worry now smiled more, was more present and full of plans for the future. Over the years, Rosa continued to perform the ritual, not because she needed more wealth, but because she wanted to maintain that connection with the energy that had transformed her life. She knew that true abundance wasn't just about money, but about living in peace with gratitude and purpose. Now, let me ask you, have you ever imagined yourself living a life where money and opportunities flow to you naturally? A life where stress gives way to tranquility, and where you finally feel in control? The amazing thing about this ritual is that it is simple, yet extremely powerful. It requires nothing more than your true intention. Rosa's story is not unique. She is an example of what can happen when we open ourselves up to new possibilities and trust the process. Perhaps you are one step away from unlocking the abundance that is all around you. All you have to do is take the first step. How about starting now? Rosa's story is fascinating, isn't it? It's time to stop accepting crumbs and transform your home into a space of pure prosperity. Write in the comments, "My home is a temple of abundance," because today is the day you start rewriting your story. Let's go. Have you ever wondered what it would be like if you could totally change your financial, emotional, and even spiritual life with something simple that you can do right now in your own home? Sounds magical, right? But believe me, it's not a complicated trick or something inaccessible. It's something so powerful and so close at hand that once you discover how it works, everything can begin to transform. Imagine that weight of worries disappearing, the doors to prosperity opening, and you finally feeling in control of your life. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? And you know what's even better? You're just one step away from discovering how it works. First of all, let me tell you something that could completely change your perspective. This secret, which has the potential to transform lives, has been used for generations. It's helped people get off the bottom, find peace and abundance, and now it's your turn. It's so simple that anyone, anywhere can do it. With just 3 basic ingredients, which you probably already have at home, you can start creating incredible changes in your life today. Curious to know what it is? Let's get started. The first element of this transformation is something you see every day: water. But it's not just the water you know. Here, water is a symbol of renewal, cleansing, and flow. It represents the ability to let go of what no longer serves and make room for the new. Water is in constant movement in nature, and that's what makes it so powerful. When used in this ritual, it becomes a channel for purifying not only the environment, but also your mind and spirit. It's as if you were saying, "I'm ready to release what's holding me back and allow prosperity to flow freely into my life." The second element is something equally simple, but with immense power: salt. You may think of it as just a cooking spice, but salt is much more than that. It is one of the most powerful purifiers in existence. Throughout history, it has been used to ward off negative energies, cleanse environments, and protect against bad influences. In ritual, salt acts as a kind of spiritual sweeper, eliminating everything that is blocking the path to abundance. It helps to dissolve fears, insecurities, and that feeling that nothing is working. It's like opening a door that was stuck, allowing what really matters to enter your life. And the third element? That's a special one: the bay leaf. You may only know it as something that flavors beans or soup, but did you know that in ancient times, the bay leaf was considered a symbol of victory? It was used to crown kings, poets, and warriors, representing conquests, success, and protection. In the ritual, the laurel leaf symbolizes your acceptance of victory, prosperity, and all that is good. It's as if you were declaring to the universe, "I deserve to win. I'm ready to receive the best." Now think: water to cleanse, salt to unblock, and laurel to attract. Three simple elements which, when used together, create a direct connection with the energy of the universe. It's like opening a channel for the vibrations of abundance, renewal, and peace to flow into your life. And you know what's amazing? You don't need anything complicated, expensive, or inaccessible. Everything you need is within your reach. And most importantly, what makes the real difference is your intention. Now to the ritual. It's very easy to do. All you need is a glass of pure water, a pinch of salt, and a bay leaf. Take these three elements and in a quiet moment, hold the glass with both hands. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and feel present. As you do this, visualize your worries going away. Imagine your debts, your fears, that feeling of stagnation being dissolved and carried away by the water. See the salt clearing the way and the laurel attracting victory and abundance into your life. While holding the glass, repeat mentally, or out loud if you prefer, something like, I accept prosperity. I am ready to receive abundance. I release all that holds me back and welcome the new. Speak from the heart, believing every word. Feel the energy change within you. After that, drink the water. Yes, drink it slowly, feeling how it purifies your body and renews your energy. It may seem simple, but don't underestimate the power of ritual. The most important thing is not just the act itself, but what it represents. It symbolizes a commitment to yourself, to your will to change, and to your ability to create the life you want. Change begins within you, the moment you decide to open yourself up to new possibilities. You may be asking yourself, does it really work? And the answer is, it does, but not like magic. Don't expect all your problems to disappear overnight. What happens is more profound. You begin to align your energy, your thoughts, and your intentions with what you want. And when that happens, opportunities begin to appear. People come into your life, ideas appear, paths open up. It's as if the universe is waiting for you to take the first step. And you know what's even more beautiful? This ritual isn't just about attracting material prosperity. It's about creating a state of inner peace, of balance. When you feel good inside, everything around you starts to adjust. Small changes lead to big transformations. Many people have done it and seen impressive results. One woman I met, for example, was deep in debt and about to lose her house. She started doing the ritual every day, with faith and determination. Shortly afterwards, she received a job offer that not only solved her financial problems, but also opened doors to a more stable and abundant future. Coincidence? Maybe. But I prefer to call it alignment. Now it's your turn. Don't waste any more time worrying about things that serve no purpose. Give it a try. Give yourself permission. And when you start to notice the changes, because they will happen, share them with those you love. Spread the good energy. The world needs it. And above all, remember, you deserve all this and much more. Prosperity is already within your reach. It's just a matter of allowing yourself to receive it. Did you like the content? Let us know in the comments what you want to attract from the universe, and tell us what you need most at the moment. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more content like this. Until the next video,